Welcome to Project Palermo. I'm your old mate DP here in the glorious new DP Dome. I hope you like it. And we have two pretty giant matches for you today. The first one is against Atalanta in the league. We're in 5th. They are in 9th. And then we have to face off against Bayern Munich, FC Bayern, in the Champions League. Since you were last here, we played a bunch of games. I don't know if you saw it. I can't remember which ones I showed you. But we beat Inter. I know. 2-1. Ulic and Tammy Abraham getting on the score sheet. Then we beat Lyon in the Champions League. Tammy Abraham with the winner in a 1-0 victory. A 2-1 win over Torino. Tammy Abraham scoring again, along with Maturo, the centre-back. And then a 1-1 draw against Cagliari, which is a little bit annoying. And that was Alessandro Mocandali, the other centre-back, scoring there. So that's the situation. In the league, we are in 5th place at the moment, only 4 points away from Juventus. Not a bad start after 8 games. And in the Champions League, we've got ourselves into those automatic spots to skip the messing around with the other bit of games. Getting a bye, that's what they call it. We're in 8th place, so if we can get something out of the Bayern game, we'll be sitting pretty. But they are up in 2nd, and they've dropped a couple of points, so chances are we could do something awesome. But we're going to get into the game against Atalanta first up and get that done because we can. Made a little tweak to the tactic because of some personnel and we're resting some players ahead of the Bayern match. So we've got Falcone in goal, Guerreri as our left back playing as inverted fullback, Cittadini and Mercandali as a centre backs, although Cittadini is playing as a libero today because we've also got an inverted fullback on the other side, Daniliuc. So the idea is Cittadini can push forward and support Casella there and help out the midfield with Livia and Graziani. And while he's pushing forward, Guerreri and Daniliuc can tuck in, give us a little bit of a wedge shape and keep us still nice and tight at the back. Then we've got the youngster Zakir on the left wing, Chouna on the right, and Sakane playing up front, just because I want to rest Tammy Abraham, even though he's been in the goals of late, and keep him fighting fit for the Bayern match. Let's get into the game. Everyone's warming up. We'll go in. We'll do a quick team talk. We'll talk about the media, blah, blah, blah. Make a difference. Yep, I've got faith in you and I believe in you. Everybody's happy. Let's go and play Atalanta in the league. We can get a win here. I think we could go up to 4th, given the points, depending on other results. Maybe even higher, since a bunch of us are on 16 points. But we'll see what happens. Here we go. Players are coming out. This is taking forever. There we go. 30,000 fans here. Falcone's got the ball straight into a highlight. I like it. What's he going to do? He's going to lump it forward. June is underneath it. Finds Sakane to Lavia. Zakir now. He's been playing pretty well in his cameo appearance. Graziani plays it through for Sakane, who shoots. And that is over the bar. Free kick, I think he was just offside, but positive signs early on. Bit of an attack. That's what we want to see. Because if we're attacking, we've got a better chance of scoring goals than if we're just sitting in our own half trying to soak up pressure. And that's not what we do. We like to go at teams and do all the goal things because they're fun. Here's Casella now. Running through, finds Lavia who shoots from range and forces a save from the keeper. That shot had a bit of venom on it and I rate it highly. Chouna now plays it in. Mercandali's there with the header, trying to recreate his heroics from the last match. Nothing doing. It was a little bit frustrating, as I mentioned, getting that draw against Cagliari. They're a team we really should be beating, especially given that we took a 2-1 victory over Inter. And there is Otto Graziani with his 2nd goal of the season. We'll have a look at him in between the matches, but he now has yellow stars of ability as a midfielder. Job almost done in terms of developing him and turning him into a central midfielder. He couldn't do it at the start of the season. He had no stars. Then he had some greyed out stars. Now he's got some yellow, and it is awesome. I'm very happy that that little experiment, we're now reaping some dividends from it. It's very, very cool. And further reinforcing his status as a wonder kid. So he's no longer, I guess, one of the best players at the club, but he still is, because even with no stars of ability in midfield, his average rating is really, really good, given that he's got no idea what he's been doing in that space. And very, very happy with the way he's been shaping up. Here's Sakane now. Finds Casella up to Cittadini, to Lavia in the centre, plays it through. Great ball for Zakir. He's in there and he's fired wide. He had Sakane, I think it was, in the centre. Possibly a better option than taking that shot on. But he's had a crack. And I like that. Showing a bit of initiative. It's what we want from the youngsters. He's backing himself, and that's... Lost my words. That can only be a good thing, is what I was trying to say. But now Atalanta have the balls, so we need to keep our wits about us and not let them do the attacking things. Lavia's just taken that away quite simply. Chauna trying to beat his man. He's had that taken away. Now we've got some work to do to try and reclaim the ball after we fought so valiantly to wing it back in the first place. Lavia now has reclaimed, takes it out wide, plays it through for Chauna, plays it into the centre to Graziani. Sakane's there, and that is all too easy. First goal of the season for the gift. Unbelievably, that doesn't make any sense to me. I thought I'd seen him score a hatful, but apparently he has not, and I'm just delusional. Full disclosure, I get confused between this and everything that's been going on with Deadpool FC over on Twitch, which you should absolutely go over and check out when we stream there live, or you can check out the VODs. I get very confused with all the players. I've put my offline save in Iceland on hold because it's very, very frustrating. They're not a very good team. Deadpool FC, though, is awesome, as is Project Palermo, which is what we're here for today. I am pretty happy with the way we're going. We're 2-0 up. We've had a lot of shots on target. Keep it going, gentlemen. And attackers, you weren't that bad. Midfielders, keep going. Defenders, keep going, just to rev everybody up. Before we go in there, I'll give you a quick look at Otto Graziani. There you go. So attacking midfielder, he's got the 3.5 stars of ability. He's now accomplished as a central midfielder with 3 stars as a Mazzala and playmaker, which we don't use him as. 2.5 as a central midfielder on attack. And he's got good numbers in all the right areas, pretty much except for tackling. And we do have him on an individual training thing to work on that. But let's get back to the game. Slight detour. Apologies for that. But back into the match. And Atalanta are probably going to come at us a little bit more forcefully this half because they are chasing the game. Again, we just need to be careful, not do anything stupid or silly. The defense is playing well. The only one who's suffering a little bit today is Zakia. But he is young. He's lacking in experience. That's a decent shot from Atlanta, but it's gone wide. Falcone wasn't stressed, so I wasn't stressed either. I'm fine with that. What we might do in about 10 minutes or so, if Zakir isn't firing, we'll look to make a change and maybe bring on Nurakim, or swap a couple of players over and get young Magny on the pitch since we've loaned him from the Arsenal. That was a cheeky attempt from Sakane, trying to chip the keeper from there. Very tight angle, and he was wise to his antics. The Kiers dropped down to a 6.4 now. He's just struggling to get involved, probably being outclassed on that side. Atalanta, however you want to say it, I don't know. Although they're in 9th place, they're a pretty strong side. They've got some very good plays, but he's done well there. Ball into Chauna, and he scored. An assist for Ulic. Question of offside. I didn't see the linesman raise his flag. And it has been allowed. We are 3-0 up. This is a great performance. Hitting some good form at the right time. And a really good way to bounce back after that frustrating draw. As mentioned, I've just noticed my lights are very, very bright. Rather than stop recording and do something crazy, I'll just turn it down on the fly. And ignore the highlight that's playing out there. But I just caught the end of it. To the awesome header from Chauna. Because he's great. About 4 minutes, I think, until change of clock. About the hour mark is when we do that around these parts. Here's Danilic now. Over to Mercandali. Looking for an option. Plays it back to Falcone. Just trying to spread the play out a little bit. We do so. There's Chauna. The defender's missed his challenge there. Sakane with a vicious shot from a decent way out. And that was gorgeous. What a strike from Sakane. He is a player. I think what I might do is just move him out to the left-hand side. Although I am tempted to rest him. So we've got him firing and fit for the Bayern game. He's got 2 goals. We'll give him a few more minutes and see if he can add a third before we do anything else. I am just going to make that change. I know it's a little bit ahead of schedule, but Ulic is struggling. He's on a 7.2 now, so he's not struggling near as much. But Nurakim could do with some game time, so he can have some. Anybody else would like to make a change? I think I'll take Graziani off as well. And we'll throw on Mr. Lopez can play there. That'll be great. We'll swap him over with Lavia. Again, just to rest him. No need to push it. We're 4-0 up now. This game is pretty much done. Touch wood. Because I've lost matches from this position before. It's Football Manager. We all know what it's capable of. It can be a monster. 20 minutes ago now, Chu was tired. Chauna is tired. That's his name, not Chauna. Whatever they're saying there. I am going to take Sakane off. I know it's meanwhile he's on a hat trick, but again, no need whatsoever to gild the lily. And for my final trick, I would like to rest Lavia, so I might push Kaseya forward, who has our highest average rating, by the way, and we'll throw on Fontanils. We'll keep the defense as is. They'll be fine, and then we'll go from there. Unpause the game, DP. It works heaps better if you push the pausey button. It's handy to know. There's your hot Football Manager 2024 tip for the day. I'm sure it'll happen again because I always forget. 10 minutes or so to go, including time added on, and we're coasting at this point. This has been a great performance from the team. I am very, very happy with what we've seen here. 3 minutes ago. Just hold on, boys. Don't do anything crazy. We're just cruising into a nice, comfortable win that should see us move up the table a tiny bit, hopefully, or a lot. Find out after the match, I guess. I could look at the league table situation on the tablet thing, and that would tell us. Here's Nurakin, crosses in, finds Tammy Abraham, and he scored again. He is on fire, and I'm absolutely here for it. What a signing he's been. Got off to a rough start last season, but I think now that he's settled in and he's used to the system, I can't remember if I've changed his role or not, to be honest. I can't click on it to see, but that's a lovely strike. But he's scoring a few goals now, and I'm enjoying it. Tammy Abraham, 31 years old. He is playing as an advanced forward, which we couldn't get working for a couple of years, but it's working now. 5-0. That is one of our best performances since we arrived in Serie A. Well done, lads. That was a good win. We need to give some individual props here. You were excellent for the gift. One for Chauna, who was also excellent. Graziani with an 8.4. I am delighted. And anybody else? Nah, the rest of them are fine. They know they did well. We don't need to go crazy with the praise. We'll give them a big head. That puts us up into 3rd place. 1 point behind Juventus. They do have a game in hand, and I don't know who they're playing. But that is quite exciting. Everything's just cycling through here. There's the other results. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. So I'm going to go and play the next match. Is it just one? No, not at all. So I'll just skip ahead a few days. I'll rest the players, and I'll see you back here where we will face Bayern again at home. They're coming to our place. Visitors. One bit of news I did want to share before we zip ahead to the Bayern game, and it's a signing. Mateus is a young player we're signing from Cesena. He is Brazilian. He's just 18 years old. We're just planning ahead a little bit, but look at his little graphy thing. It's a love heart shape. He can play on the right-hand side. I'm thinking ahead to when Chauna might go off the boil. He can play on the right-hand side. He can also play as a striker. Doesn't have a huge amount of ability yet, but he's joining us in January. He'll play for the under-18s and the under-20s and have a great time there, but I'm a little bit excited about this guy. He could be great. He's got yellow in all the right areas. He's 6'2", 80 kilos, good physicals and everything else. He's fairly professional, promising winger. We got him pretty cheap. He's happy at the moment. Information-wise, that is all good. And he's trained in Italy, so he's been here long enough to tick all those boxes. But yeah, I wanted to let you know about him. We're paying over the odds for him. 5 million in total. He had a release clause that we triggered, and that will be cool. That's the only business we've done before January. I just wanted to give you a look at Mateus because I think he'll be great. I'll keep continuing, and when we come back for reals this time, we'll play Bayern. And just to make a liar of me, I'm back again. Apologies, but the gift has won an award, and Gerd Basold was 3rd place, and he's not here anymore. We had him on loan, but the gift has won the Copper Trophy, which is lovely. 19-year-old Zakane put in some good performances this year, scoring 17 goals in 46 games with an average rating of 7.09. Michael Erdhart from Inter was the runner-up, and Gerd Basold finished 3rd. It's testament to the great work being done at Palermo FC that 2 of their players have been included in the top 3 for the award. Zakane's been in fair form for Palermo this season, hitting the target with 5 of his shots at a rate of 2.78 per match over 7 appearances. We'll give him a pat in the head for that. And I do want to check what's going on with Zakane goals-wise. So he scored 2 in the league. He scored 6 at the FIFA World Cup CAF qualifiers, and that's it. So yeah, 2 goals for us. I stand corrected. Right, for reals, we're going to play Bayern. As promised, it is game day. We are going to play Bayern Munich right about now, or a little bit later, depending on the time. Nope, all the games are at 8 o'clock, so we can dive right in. And I have tweaked the system a little bit because of changes to personnel, which is great. We'll give you a look at that right now as we go through the squad. So Falcone in goal. Gallo returns at left back, playing as a fullback. Cittadini, I liked him as a libero. He can keep doing that. Mokandali on defend. Guerreri as the inverted fullback, tucking in and covering the gap left by Cittadini, pushing on. Casella as a deep line playmaker, and Lavia and Graziani in front of him. Takane returns to his position on the left-hand side, Shaun on the right, and Tammy Abraham back up front. Also, Yordanov has returned from injury. He's back into training. He's nowhere near match fit, but we can have him on the bench. So why the hell not? It'll be fun times. Right, let's get into the game. In a second, we've got to do the team talk first. I keep forgetting about that. Team talks, they're important, I hear. Okay. Yep, pick up where you left off, because we smashed a team. I would love to smash Bayern, but this is going to be a big ask. We saw last season, the big teams are difficult. Arsenal, anybody? Yes. And this is a tough challenge. But if we can get anything resembling a result at home here in the Champions League against a team like Bayern Munich, that can only be a good sign for the future. Champions League things going on. Players are coming out under the Champions League thing. The refs picked up the Champions League ball, and we are ready to play some football. Let's go. 36,000 fans here. We're getting really good attendances now too. The people of Palermo are loving the success that we've brought to the city here in Sicily, and hopefully they keep rocking up and we can expand the stadium, because that will mean more money, and money is awesome, because then we can buy wicked cool players. Oh, that's a defensive mistake. Graziani's pounced and fired that home. That's a lovely strike. And what a midfielder he is turning out to be. You are welcome, Football Manager Universe, because we have created that boy pretty much from scratch. Yes, he was awesome when he got here, but he rotted on the bench for almost an entire season because some idiot, who shall remain nameless, couldn't figure out the registration rules around foreign players. That's not important. What is important is that he's here now. We've trained him to be a midfielder, and he is smashing it on the score sheet, and he's rapidly becoming one of my all-time favourite Football Manager players. And if we can win some silverware with him, he's going to be well and truly up there on that list. We're talking about legends here, like from The Wizard of Oz, Norberto Hoss, Freddie Bazile, Francesco Donati is another one. And then going even further back to things I haven't streamed. Oh, no. I was going to say Angelo. Graziani's injured. Upper body injury. Hopefully that's not too bad and he'll be back before we know it. But I really could have done without him getting injured today. I think I'm going to bring on Fontenils, and we will push Casella forward. Maybe swap these guys over. And that's all you really want to do there, unless you can play something better. No, we'll go with that. Keep the youngsters in, and that works for me. Although I might keep Lavia as the more defensive-minded midfielder. Okay, that's fine. Does this look all right? Yes, but injury to Graziani, it's terrible. Absolutely terrible. We've made it to extra time. We're 1-0 up against Bayern Munich, which is ridiculous. Like, that hadn't even registered because I was waxing lyrical about Graziani before he broke himself. I think our passing has been good so far. Keep it up. Defenders weren't that bad. We're just going to try to keep everybody happy. I can't do an individual talk, but I just wanted to hit up Graziani and let him know. Oh, he's already said, understands he's carrying an injury. He's onto it. He knows his role. What a good lad he is. We've got a throw in. Gallo throws it in. Finds Sakane. He doesn't really find him. He was standing in front of him. Mercandali rolls it out slowly, or back slowly, to Falcone. I don't like this passing passage. We don't have enough oomph or impetus. Ball moving very slowly, and it's scary. Casella running through. He's tackled, but the defender knocked the ball away. He's reclaimed it. Chouna plays it back to Lavia. Has a little run. Just about beating his man there. Plays it back. Finds Fontenils, who shoots from range. That had a lot of swing on it, but he couldn't tuck it in at the post. Keeper was in trouble, I think. if he managed to get that on target. It was a very, very wise, well, actually cheeky attempt. Not so much wise. Falcone. Oh, that's a wayward pass. This is going to cost us. Falcone makes a save, but oh, that was a very, very dodgy moment. I mean, this is Bayern Munich. We need to be on guard and be very, very careful. We can't afford those sorts of silly mistakes. We can get away with it against lesser teams in Serie A, but we definitely can't do it here in the Champions League. That was not up to snuff. We're going to have to consider making a couple of changes. Levy is tired now. Just pause quickly. Levy can come off. Berg can come on. That's an easy enough change to make. Is this any better? Not really. We already know Fontenils can't play there. I'd like him to be more defensive if we can. Kasaya pushing on. And June has not had a great game, so I think I'm going to throw on Ulic, who's a little bit fitter. Anybody else I'm worried about? Probably Gallo. Do we just back from injury? He's doing all right. We'll leave it for now. If we get ourselves into a spot of bother, we'll go from there. But I'll be happy with a point from this one. I don't want to do anything that's going to open the floodgates, though. So while things are pretty stable and pretty secure, we just press on. As you were, gentlemen. Just a few small tweaks to personnel. Oh, dear. Oh, flag is up. Thought we were getting punished for a mistake there, and we probably should have been, but they've been called offside. They're checking the VAR, but it should be disallowed. It is, and it remains 1-0 to Palermo in the Champions League at home, hosting Bayern Munich. But that was a poor header from Mercandali. He should have been far more awake there. And that's a bit of a let-off. Sakane's tired, so we do need to make a tweak. I think we'll push Ulic out there, and actually, no. We'll leave Ulic there and throw on Nurakim because he's fitter than Macme. And I'm considering a change in defence. I think I'll move Guerreri over to that side, and we'll bring in Danilic just to try and shore things up. Fresh legs. And he played well in that last game. Tammy's not having a good day at the office, is he? But there's still time. Maybe he'll sharpen up. A bit of service from the youngsters. Who knows? They'll be out there. They'll be full of beams. Beams? Or beans. Full of something. That's for sure. Let's not be gross about it. Here's Fontenils now. Up to Zakir. Plays it out wide to Danilic. She's just on the pitch. Causing trouble. Oh, beautiful. That was great. Danilic comes onto the pitch, makes a run, sets up Tammy Abraham for the goal, and you love to see that. That was gorgeous bit of playing. We're 2-0 up at home to Bayern Munich. We are a good team. I think I can say it now. We've assembled a pretty decent squad. They're playing well together. We've kept a bunch of players around for ages, so the whole dynamic thing and understanding is there. And the possibilities are, I was going to say endless. There's definitely an end to them, but whatever. Kasaya can come off. Should we change a striker? I'm going to let Kasaya play on. He'll be fine. Tammy's tired. He's got his goal now. I think we'll throw on Macme. I'm not going to do anything because we've used all our substitutions, so we'll just leave everything alone. That's what I meant to do in the first place. Fine. Exactly. That's what we wanted. Only a couple of minutes left. We're into 4 minutes of time added on. And this is going to be a famous victory. We have humbled the German giant, and Palermo FC has taken a 2-0 win at home to former Champions League winners Bayern Munich. That was awesome. Who was our best player? I think it was Mercandali with a 7.9. The defense did so well, despite the couple of very iffy moments and mistakes. But that throws us up into third place in the Champions League, only behind Real Madrid and Manchester City. Couple that with our, oh dear, broken ribs for Graziani. Sorry, I know I was saying something, but 5 to 7 weeks. We'll definitely send him to a specialist and minimize the risk of re-injury. We'll have a chat to him about the injury. Don't worry about it. You're going to be fine, son. Another £2.4 million in the bank, which is delicious. We're going to give everybody a rest. training rest for a day because the next match is coming up fast. Speaking of money, I think we looked at this last episode, £66 million in the bank. We still have a little bit of wage budget, plenty of transfer budget, and we're nowhere near January. This is getting ridiculous, but we're in very, very good shape. 4th place in the league. Juventus did win that game in hand, by the way, so they're still 4 points ahead of us, but we're not losing any ground, and things are going rather swimmingly. I very much like it. So in terms of schedule, we will come back. Sociedad and Etienne are probably not worth looking at. I think what we'll do is we'll come back and have a look at us playing Empoli and Milan, and then I can get you up to date on everything else that's been happening, because we haven't really seen Empoli and Milan matches of late, although we did play Milan in the old Coppa Italia final. So we'll have a look at them, and that will be our next update, which will be fantastic. In the meantime, if you are enjoying Project Palermo, don't forget to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything else going on, like YouTube shorts and new vids and all that sort of bizzo. In the meantime, say hi to your mum for me. Be good. If you can't be good, don't get caught.